Welcome. My name is Amy Bauer, and I am the managing principal and co-founder of CA Search Advisors, a national executive search firm focused on the real estate industry. And I am so thrilled as part of our Women in Real Estate series to have Donika McKelvie joining us today. She is the managing director of the national healthcare practice at Sunwest Bank. Thank you so much for being part of our Wire series.
Oh, I'm always excited to spend time with you, Amy. And yeah, this is a great idea to have this podcast where we could all help the next generation or others manage through life and careers. That's important. So I'm very flattered. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And you recently started at Sunwest Bank. So talk a little bit about the bank, the national healthcare practice, and your team.
Yes, thank you. Very excited. We launched a healthcare division for Sunwest Bank. Sunwest is a privately held $4 billion bank. We're based on the West Coast, but our division lends nationally. Um, the two gentlemen that own the bank have created this corporate culture of it's just I don't know how to say it's nice. We've all been in corporate cultures. It's just not nice, some of them, and some of them are. And I'm at a point in my career, and my team is where we just needed to be someplace where they let us lend into healthcare. We work in an organization that is respectful, is forward thinking. They're always thinking of new ways to do things in an innovative way by using new technology like AI, cloud computing, and but also staying within the confines of a federally regulated or regulated bank. So we've been the opportunity. It feels like we're in a finance company environment, but in a bank too. There's a very entrepreneurial spirit to our organization, and that lends really well into my team. So we launched with four of us, and we've had a great time. We have a full underwriter and then sales. And then we're also building out the treasury management side. So it's been great. They've
Wonderful.
everything we discussed in the vetting process, they've delivered. They have not retraded me, which has happened before.
Yep.
So yeah, great. It's just a great organization. So yeah, we're clearly very happy to be here. We walk around smiling every day.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a very good thing.
It is a good thing. Yes.
Well, you have actually spent your career in healthcare, starting with consulting at KPMG and then moving to the University of Chicago Hospital System. So, what attracted you to healthcare? How did you get into healthcare?
You know, I just kind of stumbled into it. Okay, so fun fact, not many people know this. I wanted to be a radio DJ in college.
Okay. Wow.
And yeah, not many people know that. So I actually have a dual major in communications because I really wanted to be in broadcast communications and accounting because my father made me get an accounting degree because he was paying for college. And my senior year in college, I happened to intern at KPMG in their hospital consulting group.
Okay.
And I went to school outside of Chicago in Naperville, and that's where he lived too, the principal or the partner who had this group. And we would sit on the train once a week together, and he would just talk to me about healthcare, talk to me about Blue Cross, the genesis of Medicare, how hospitals bill, collect, all of that. And I was really fascinated with the just everything about healthcare, especially in the hospital space, because it's the most complex
Right.
environment to deliver care with inpatient, outpatient, and now it's grown significantly into other services that they are required to do. So I just love the dynamic nature of it, the clinical part, the operations of it, the systems required, and then the reimbursement side of it and the regulatory environment. It's a lot to have to do every day so that we get good care from our providers. So that's what drew me or kept me in it. So when I graduated from college, I could get more money. I could make more money, not in a radio station.
Yep.
So I decided to pursue accounting. Eventually, I was recruited to do medicals to join a medical receivables finance group. And after that, I was just off to the races. I think I like to be busy. I also I'm always curious
Yep.
and boy, your curiosity is never satisfied in healthcare. It's just right. And
Yeah.
because you have the same similar background too. You've been in healthcare lending yourself. So it's ever changing. So yeah, that's mostly why. And then I learned about real estate financing and cash flow term loans, and it's just been a lot of fun.
So, what challenge you've made those transitions again then from accounting and consulting into, real estate finance with financial services in there. So talk about the challenges that those transitions, presented and how easy or difficult they were to make.
They could be hard. So I like to think that we're all the same, that we're all treated the same. And I learned, I think one of the challenges was that we're not. Like I respect everybody I'm sitting across from, but they're not necessarily just as
Right.
respectful. So I think that that was hard. I think corporate culture has been very challenging at times. Um, I did not realize there was politics were as pervasive in an organization as I thought when I was younger. So you have to learn. I've had to learn how to like. I don't sit at a little chair at the table. I sit at the same size chair as anybody else.
Right.
My voice is just as important, but you have to have expertise too, right? So at first, I would just listen to everybody and I try to find out who in the organization or at the table um, knew what they were talking about, and that's based on experience and just the way they conducted themselves. But the so I would kind of follow those people or listen from them. But if there weren't any, like a couple organizations I've been at, they're honestly just not very smart people or not very interesting people. And I do think that's inherent in some banks. I think that's inherent in the banking industry. That's why I looked for a Sunwest is an organization that wasn't stodgy like that or set in its old ways. But that's been probably super difficult. Walk into an organization, you don't realize there's fiefdoms, so you have
Right.
to navigate carefully. Sometimes I'd walk into a new organization and just go friend or foe after I meet somebody. Um, and I don't mean to scare anybody off, but I do think, especially real estate, very male dominated.
Yep.
Just a lot of egos in real estate because there's so much money in real estate.
Right.
So I think that that drives people. It can change you.
Right.
It could change the way you operate or behave during the day, and that could be very. It's just like why, right? Life is short. 100 years from now, that you don't have to be. It could just be nice. And nice doesn't mean being a doormat. It just means being respectful and just having some civility in the workplace. And those are the situations that I always like walk away from. Why is that person
Right.
just, rude or short or not listening? So those have been the biggest challenges. Clearly, it's a hot button with me because I could go on and on about corporate culture. Yeah.
Well, aside from corporate culture, you've been in leadership roles, and in today's uncertain times, especially post-COVID, there are some really unparalleled challenges that we've all
Oh,
faced. So talk
yeah.
about, a challenge that you and your team have faced and how'd you go about tackling it?
I think the COVID definitely, right, changed everything. Teams, for instance, now it's prevalent. It's part of our daily work flow. But at the time, it was clunky. I think that's always been, so this is my fourth platform, and I've always led a national group. So we've always been across the country. Like right now, we're from Virginia all the way to California, and every single time zone is hit.
Right.
In my group. So the challenge is actually building a culture. I think that's very challenging, or it can be. So you have to have an attitude, like you have to work extra hard when you're working remotely, get up early, be focused, prepared. Eventually it just becomes routine. But for me, it was always, I was brought in to run a healthcare group that was based in Chicago. The whole team was in Chicago except for me and the team that came in to run it. And I like to say we deconstructed it and reconstructed it into a national platform. And that was hard. So we had to be very present. I would fly in twice a month. We would do conference calls at the time, and you just had that connection. So my team, like for instance, now to build culture. Oh, and when we do get together, we do fun stuff. We do a lot of fun stuff.
Yes.
And not just dinners, but sometimes we do like an escape room or something like that. Just something to build that connection and tighten the team. But we'll stay on teams today. Like I'll be on a call with my colleague in Dallas and my colleague in Virginia for like an hour. And sometimes we're just sitting here working, but the phone is on.
Right.
So we're like sitting next to each other at a desk, but it's virtual.
Yeah.
So I think that's been probably that's challenge number one. Number two, I think, is the younger generation.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 35 years. So I'm a different generation than the young one, and I listen to them. I think people who don't listen to young people, and you have to listen carefully. What is it? What are their hot buttons? Because it's not the same as every generation.
Right.
They actually want to have a purpose. They want to feel like they're part of a team, right? And I don't know if that's like my generation was really like about money. And I think if you listen, so that's another, they question me, they'll ask me questions and I'm like, oh, I really like that question. That kind of changes the way I think about a certain sector in healthcare. So we have I think those are the two things. And you have to be, as a leader, you have to listen, you have to be mindful. I mean, you have to be, right? You can't just say, oh, they're just young and they don't, that's not true. They actually have a really interesting perspective. So I like listening to the younger generation. And I think, like, I have a young man, he's in his late 20s, works for me. His perspective about women in the workplace or other, like, diversity in the workplace is different. And the difference is that makes him a little different is because his mother has a career. His mother had a career. Like most of us, the
Yeah.
older generation, their moms were stay-at-home moms.
Yeah.
I think that if you've had a mom that's a career, has a career and has balanced work and life just like a dad does, I think that that's changing the next generation,
That's
you
this
know?
shaped you differently. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So staying like connected remotely, you could do this. This helps, right? Like I feel like I'm talking to you in person, right?
Yep. Yep.
And I think that but you also you have to be present. You have to go out and see each other as often as you can and all of that. So, because it could get lonely by yourself.
It can. It can. Well, and that's one of the things I think that's been so wonderful about you as a leader. One of the things that you did during COVID to help all of us who felt a little isolated as working moms and we start the Strong Coffee Stronger Women
Yeah,
to kind
that's
of
one of
connect us
my,
all. It's just such a great platform and it's really connected us all, especially at a time when we were all sort of like, how do we navigate some of us working from home for the first time,
yeah.
having our spouse or significant other in the office next door. And I don't know about you, but my significant other is very loud when he's in the room. He talks very
I'm
loudly.
the loud one. Yes.
Working from home with children trying to go to school from home, and sometimes with pets who are needier than everybody,
Yeah.
sitting on the
No.
phone, and we'd be there, and it's like, oh God, somebody's coming in. I don't know if it's my significant other, a pet, or a child, or all of them at the same time.
Yeah. And some people it was scary those times, right? We had our children at home. Some of us had elderly people. We couldn't visit them.
Yeah,
It was,
yeah,
so I love that. Thank you for bringing that because that's probably one of my favorite things that I've ever done. I love mentoring people. I want to help I wish I could help everybody. I wish I could I just try to lift everybody that's in my frame. So yes, during COVID, we were all remote and all of that. And then a couple of my friends, young moms, had said they were going to quit their jobs and just focus on taking care of kids and sobbing because we all worked really hard. We worked just as hard as anyone else to get here, right? To get or to go on a career. So I thought, and I've been through stuff. We've all been through stuff. I've been divorced. I moved around states. I raised my kids by myself. I got remarried, all of that, right? Changed jobs. So I'm like, okay, I've been through a lot. Everyone I know has been through a lot. We can help each other. Don't feel like you're alone, but not to bitch about our husbands. It was really to bring us
yeah.
together to bring relevant topics to our careers. So if anybody wants to join our group, we meet on third Thursday of each month. It's called Strong Coffee, Stronger Woman. Let Amy or me know, and or Katie, happy to throw you in the group. And you'd be surprised, right?
It's
The
been,
women that meet every month or
yeah,
almost every month because it's not mandatory. Just show up when you can,
yeah,
and tap in when you need to. But it's a safe space. It's not recorded. Although you ever see those AI notes? People have
yes.
the
Oh my
AI
gosh.
that shows up.
Yes.
So I have to kick them out of the room, whatever AI note taker is. But I'm like, no, no, this is private. But they're CEOs, CFOs, owners of
Yep.
small businesses,
Yep.
division heads. We get it. We get lawyers, CPAs. We get together and have a lot and just talk
Yep.
about relevant stuff.
It's been wonderful.
Yeah, good. Thank you. I wish I could make it. I wish maybe one day when maybe that'll be in my retirement. That'll be my career. Really blow that out. Yeah.
So three questions, and we'll take them one at a time here. What is your biggest accomplishment? What makes you the most proud?
Probably being able to be a working mom. I have three kids, and they're all young adults now. And I think and that's not without challenges. I mean, they're not. They've got that. The kids in their teens, they have a lot of anxiety. COVID exacerbated that, but so I've had to learn how to deal with medical issues, being a daughter, wife, and all of that. And I think that I'm it's not perfect, but I'm pretty glad I've like made it to this point. And I still spend a lot of time with my kids when I can. I try to be present with them. I think that's probably my my number one accomplishment. And then I think it's just seeing all the people that I've worked with as either a leader or manager or early friends, just to see where they're all at in their careers. A lot of people that were on my teams that were either young underwriters or young RMs, some of them are running other groups now. I think that that's when I see them, people who have a sense of envy, don't do that. Life is too short. Be happy for others.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy to see some of my now friends, how they've blossomed in their careers. Yeah, that's probably my personal career accomplishment. And then I love strong coffee, stronger women. Yeah.
And what
Yeah.
has been your biggest challenge?
Um, well, balancing work and life has been very challenging, but I'm a very organized, probably OCD if somebody. So I keep everything in my life pretty organized so that I could just do whatever I have to. Um, I think the challenge really has been I don't navigate in big organizations very well. So I do not have a political bone. I'm just really bad at being politically, you know, sensitive in a big organization, which is why I'm back in a smaller organization. Um, and my face, I don't have a poker face. So at all. In fact, my underwriting manager, Jeff, so every now and then he's like, we're gonna have to turn Danika's camera off when we're having a conversation with a prospect. So, but I think that's probably yeah, my biggest challenge is just navigating political landmines. And you don't have to. You don't have to be in one. You could try to set the tone, which I've done, and that's helped. You can lead, but you can lead lead the way yourself. And we do that. I've done that in other organizations, and it's infectious, right? Because
Good.
everyone in an organization kind of wants to be that way. And that starts at the top. If you got a CEO like that, awesome. You can help affect change from wherever you are in your organization, around you, up, down, below you. But if you have a CEO that's kind of not open and really old school and stuck in the 90s, I mean, they could stay with Vanilla Ice back there. But I think culture starts at the top, and that's where challenges exist. If culture doesn't open up, and yeah, that's a problem, I think, especially in 2025 and
Yeah.
beyond.
Well, especially like you were saying with the younger generation that wants to be part of a team and really, wants to kind of come in and learn and feel like they have a purpose. That's important.
Yeah.
Culture, you got to create that culture for
Well,
them.
and they've been with screens for half their
Oh
lives,
yeah.
right? They
Yeah.
bring so much perspective, relevant information, and insight. I find them super fascinating. That generation, yeah. So we're building out these treasury management products for as solutions for providers because providers need a one-stop shop for a lot of things that they need. I actually asked I'm like, okay, if I'm going to use AI or like where else can you see it? And their insight is really fascinating to me.
That's cool.
So,
That's very nice.
yeah, it is.
So, how have you surprised yourself so far in your career?
Oh, that anybody even asks me to work for them. The first time, the first time I got a call from the chairman and founder of a bank to launch a healthcare group. And I didn't actually pick up the call the first couple times. I saw his number and I'm like, no, I think I know what he's calling for. I was just surprised. Like, and then it was very liberating because he was right. He's like, you have the experience that we're looking for. I'm like, no, you don't. But he was right. Totally liberated me. And after that, so that's probably been the most surprising. Yeah. But I attribute that to your reputation. Like at the end of the day, you only have your reputation. So
Right.
always be honest. I try to tell clients, right, or prospects, if we have an issue, here's what the issue is, and here's where I think we could get around it. I'm just going to be honest with you. Or if I can't deliver in time, they want a term sheet in 2 weeks and I can't because we got stuff going on. I'll be like, look, I can't get it that done that fast. Here's the truth. Just be honest. The more and genuine too, the more honest you are and genuine you are. I think that really helps with your reputation in the market, with clients, with investment banks, whoever you deal with, and especially with executives. Yeah. And smart executives are always looking for people that are, I think attitude is more than half the battle.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
got somebody with a good attitude, you could teach them stuff.
Yep.
But if they have a bad attitude or they're just hard to work with too, I don't care how skilled you are. I don't want you on my team.
No,
So, yeah.
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. So, what are some industry publications or podcasts or blogs or anything that you listen to or watch or read or what do you follow?
Well, I stalk almost everybody on LinkedIn. So if I see a podcast there, uh, I'm not a big, I like the shorter podcasts, but I do listen to like Sean Ryan. I find that's completely different than what I do. He's very relevant. And so I listen to like him and the big professor, Scott Galway. I think he's very interesting, but I really read more than
Okay.
anything. So
Yeah.
I'm a absolute loyalty to the Wall Street Journal. I
Okay.
think they're relatively down the fairway.
Okay.
I do read some newsletters like the 1440 and some other daily digests, but in healthcare, modern healthcare too is the other one I
Okay.
read often. And Fierce Healthcare is a great little daily update. They have other sectors in there that I read. So yeah, those are all that and I just read just about anything. Healthcare is so much. There's
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
much in
So much out
healthcare.
there.
So if you could just stay focused, whatever you do in life, just read like two or three that you find are solid um, writers or sources of information that are consistent. But LinkedIn does have a lot of great links. You have to find how to get the noise out so you're just focused in your yeah in your what you need to listen to. So and commercial real estate, there's so many
Oh,
in
there
real
are.
estate too,
Yeah.
so much. So I look at authorities. I do like to read like the CBRE stuff and the Bricadia information, and of course Greystone, which is where I worked for a while,
Right.
and one of my favorite organizations, corporate culture wise. And yeah, there's a lot to read, but I try to pick two or three. For me, it's the Wall Street Journal, Modern Healthcare Every Day, um, and Fierce Healthcare. I really like to read too. Yeah.
So, what do you do in your free time when you have free time?
Oh. My little free time because I'm clearly I'm passionate about what I do. So I'm always reading and engaging. I spend time with my husband and my kids and my dog. He's my favorite in the family. And just I do a lot of walking when I can, and I do love to read. So I'm always reading something. Usually nonfiction. So I can't believe I started out in is a voracious reader, so a lot of fiction in high school and college and in my 20s. And now I just read all kinds of things, mostly historical fiction, nonfiction, and just study like women's studies I find fascinating. Um, yeah, mostly reading, walking, travel. I get to travel for fun now that my kids are older. So, I'm on the road almost every week now, and between business and pleasure. So, yeah. I don't do a lot of fun stuff. I wish I could say, I don't know. Like I paint or so I don't. No. I always think that's another phase in my life after I retire.
Painting.
Yeah. Okay, maybe not painting. But I do like travel's probably because the health I put a lens. I love travel and watching people.
Right.
Because I think they all need health care and I just look at uh like how people dress in different parts of the country.
Yep.
Some of my favorite cities are New York, San Francisco, Chicago, Dallas, and LA. I think that, they all dress a little it's cool. There's like
Yeah.
probably my favorite thing about we're the United States of America, but we're 50 different versions of the United States of America. So, and healthcare, that's really relevant to healthcare because there's 50 different ways that they each, you
Yes.
know, yeah, run their healthcare in their states.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. The regulations, the reimbursement, that it's just, yeah.
And the cultures.
The
The
culture. Yeah.
cultures of all our states are different,
Yep.
right? Maryland to
Absolutely.
Virginia to New York. Yeah. So it's fascinating. I find that all interesting. Yeah.
Well, finally, what advice do you have for women or really anyone thinking about real estate?
I think I think you should get, especially in real estate or in lending, get a really, really good firm foundation and structured credit.
Okay.
Understand credit. You have to understand how to structure, like how to look at a credit, how to analyze the credit, how to structure the credit so that you can document it properly so the lender is protected. Um, and so because the borrower is going to try to protect themselves, but
Right.
you're the steward of somebody's money. So be very good at credit. I mean, I see programs, you go right into sales a year. I mean, a year out of credit school or credit training. Credit skills take a long time. They take 3 to 5 to 7 years, and you could still have a career in credit. But those skills, you can go. It's not just sales or running a group. You could go into investment banking. You could be an investor. You could be work for a REIT. There's so many options with a really, really strong credit background. So work with people that can teach you that, can expose you to like weird credits, tough credits. How do you structure around this? And then a credit that goes sideways.
Yeah.
Know how to exit, know how to work through a workout because you learn so much more and it makes you that much more valuable on the front end. So I can't emphasize enough, like understand credit. I promise later it will come. The money, the titles, the successes as a front line, but work with people and understand credit. I think you've seen a lot of this and especially with your firm. That helps you, right? You can
Yeah.
find the candidate with that strong credit background and makes them incredibly valuable. And you can't really just teach that. You have to like learn it hands on the job for like a few years. And then when you have that solid foundation, dude, you can stand in any room
Right.
and you
Right.
could be an authority figure in that room when you speak because you have that expertise and that experience. So I would tell just spend time really being around credit and then also find good mentors or advisors that can help you along the way too. That's my, yeah,
I agree. And
and
this,
be
especially in
honest.
the credit side, because like you said, especially with the workouts,
Hmm.
it's about problem solving. It's learning problem solving skills and learning how to
Hmm.
navigate through a challenging situation with other people, which sometimes can be contentious. It can be really
Oh,
difficult.
it will be.
So I mean,
Right, because
it teaches you so many things, interpersonal skills.
yeah, that's exactly right. And then legal, like your loan document, I
Yeah.
mean, that is your Bible. Those are your rights and remedies and your exit. So you really have to you have to understand loan documents, which is why when you're an underwriter, you're working on, when you're a portfolio manager, you're referring to it
Right.
constantly. Hopefully, hopefully you don't have to, but you're going to have to, like when do distributions are allowed and are they calculating fixed charge coverage correctly? All of those are very, very, very valuable experiences. So,
Well, it has been so much fun having you on our Women in
oh,
Real Estate series today. Thank you so much for sharing your story. This has been a blast.
oh, I always love speaking with you, Amy. Thank you for the opportunity. And again, anybody wants to join our Strong Coffee, Stronger Women, they should reach out to you or to me or whomever. We'll put you on the list.
A
But
great
yeah,
club.
don't. The girl club.
It's a great
Well, there's
club.
a boys club. We need a
It's a
girl
women's
club.
club.
So we do need our own because we're different, right? We even interact differently than men do or other people. So yeah, thank you. This has been a lot of fun.
Thank you for joining us. And for everyone watching this episode of Wires, thank you for joining us today. It's been so much fun. Hopefully you've learned from what Donika has been able to kind of share, and hopefully this will carry you forward as you all consider or grow in the real estate industry. So thank you again, and thank you to everyone joining us. Goodbye.